What's up, guys? I'm here with Joe Madureira, creative director on the new Darkstalkers II game, and you are also the creative director on the first one, right?
Yes, sir. Wait, you're not Ray Romano?
I'm not Ray. No, wait, you're not even Joe Madureira. Wait a minute, you're not the singer of Dashboard Confessional. What's going on here?
Dude, I've been told that.
Talk about the changes you guys did from the first Darksiders game to Darksiders 2. What were some of the things you definitely aimed for, and what were the pieces that you definitely wanted to keep? Because it was a pretty well-embraced game.
Yeah, so, we knew we wanted to add a ton of new stuff to it, but we were concerned about changing the core gameplay too much, so it's still in there. It'll feel like a Darksiders game, but you do have a new character. He's a lot more agile and aggressive than War. He has a much stronger personality, so even just like the feel of the character is different, but on top of that we added customizable skill trees that really change the combat a lot. We have loot drops on the enemies now, so it's more like an RPG. You'll have treasure, money, and items falling constantly during battle. And when you equip the armor, it'll affect your stats and your abilities, and also visually change the character, which is different from the first one. New weapons, more weapon types. Really, it's like the core Darksiders game with a ton of new stuff added on top of it. Not really changing it, but just adding to it.
And that seems like character-centric changes. What about the world? I mean, does it still take place on Earth, or is it like the new
So it's an all-new place. War's journey in the first game took place on Earth, and this kind of gives you a peek behind the scenes of what was going on with his brother, Death, in the underworld. For the 100 years that War was trapped after he was punished for, wiping out mankind, Death was on his own journey, and this kind of clues you in. And it's fun because you'll get to see how it ties into events in the first game. You'll see a lot of the same characters, Samael, Uriel, characters like that sort of return, and you'll kind of get a different view on kind of what they were up to. So you'll be in the underworld. There's lush forest landscapes. There's dark, ghost ships being pulled by giant serpents. It's pure fantasy this time out, and so we're really excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, from what you showed us, the scope of the game is you're just cutting loose. I mean, it's insanity. How do you come up with all this stuff? I mean, that's probably a question you get asked a million times, right?
Yeah, we just, we like to push it. We have an awesome concept team, and they just literally just churn out hundreds and hundreds or thousands of drawings that either get people excited or they don't. And right. It's yes, a ship being pulled by serpents. That is cooler than a little village, in the middle of the woods. So we just do the most over the top concept we can think of, figure out how long it'll actually take to make it. Sometimes it's not reasonable. Right. And, usually it is, and then we just go for that. We, as a studio, we definitely like to wow people, and if they sit through a presentation and they're not oohing and ahhing, we feel kind of like we failed, So then the next time we put even crazier stuff in there. So it's kind of how we do things.
We're at Comic-Con, so how did you coming up through comics as an artist kind of give you how did that prepare you for working as a concept artist, something interactive like a video game?
I don't think it prepared me at all. It's a totally different job, but I do think, I wouldn't have made the connections and earn the respect of people that would no one would ever make me the creative director of a studio having just applied for the job, Mm-hmm. So luckily I did have a certain history. People appreciated my stuff, and I guess it brought value to the studio and to the game, and so I really feel fortunate. I got really lucky, honestly. It's kind of a hard job to apply for. You need years and years of experience and titles under your belt. And I just kind of was
I've got a specific style and a following.
Yeah, it's here's our first game, trust me kind of thing.
Right. And the game was really well received. I mean, it was almost like a sleeper, you know what I mean? Because people were like, okay, THQ is going to try this action game. We know THQ for wrestling and kids games, and then they come out with this game that's really well received. And not only that, you guys are trying to enhance it now. For the second one, when can we expect the game to come out?
It'll be out 2012. We don't have a date yet, but sometime next year.
And I don't want to. I mean, if it's successful, are you already thinking about, because this game some parts of it takes place concurrently with the first game. Are you already thinking about what those two other horsemen could be going on? Right here, as you're putting this game together, you're thinking, okay, meanwhile, this could be explored in other chapters.
Yeah, I mean, we want to do all 4 at some point, for sure, so.
And then number 5 is like the sellout version.
Exactly, yeah.
Now you're just making
Hopefully
stuff
we'll give that to another studio, and they'll be working on like a new IP, I don't know.
And you going back to work for Marvel. I mean, we made your name with the X-Men. You working on Avenging Spider-Man?
That's right.
What's it like? Who are you working with as a writer? Are you writing them yourself, or?
No, I'm working with Zeb Wells, who's
awesome.
An awesome writer. He's written
Spider-Man.
Yeah, his Spider-Man stuff is amazing.
Awesome.
A lot of people don't know this, but he's written TV stuff like Robot Chicken, and he writes awesome comedy, and I think, I love when Spidey is like being a wisecracking, funny dude, and like, not every writer is good at that, there's nothing worse than when they try to be funny and they're not, but he's such a funny writer. I'm rolling half the time when I get the script and I'm like working on the pages. I'm just trying to like sell the jokes, because he really writes some great stuff. So
you weren't able to stretch your comedy, with this Darksiders.
Yeah, not so much on
Darksiders.
No, not so much. So I get to do both of those things. Keep them separate,
Awesome. We look forward to that one too.
Cool.
Thanks for joining us, Joe.
Thank you.